All right, so here's your best advice. Study the chart, make observations about the ratios, develop a strategy to memorize, figure it out how you're going to memorize it. And these are very important trig angles. So let me show you how to use them. So the first thing is 30, 60, 90. So I write 30, 60, 90, and underneath it, I write the original relationship, which is 1, 2, and then radical 3 in the middle. And so when this one is 1, that's what you get. What is 1 times radical 3? What is 1 times 2? 2. But now it's a 2. So what is 2 times radical 3? 2 radical 3. And what is 2 times 2? 4. All right, now the 1 is a 3. So what is 3 times radical 3? And what is 3 times 2? What is 4 times radical 3? And 4 times 2? All right, so if the side across from 30 is 1, or whether it's 4, we can use this to get the measurements of the other side. It works even with fractions. Are we clear? They're just ratios, we multiply them. So if the side across from 30 is x, then the side across from 60 is going to be x radical 3, whatever x is, clear? And this one is going to be 2x. The hypotenuse is twice the one across from 30 degrees. All right, so now, once again, when the legs are reduced to 1, 1, 1, if this is 2, then the other leg has to be 2, and then 2 times that is 2 radical 2. If one leg is 3, the other one is 3, so the hypotenuse is 3 radical 2. 4, 4, 4 radical 2. X, X, X radical 2. And develop a strategy to memorize. This is what you need. Which is what so what did I do wrong here? Ooh, I just saw my mistake. Exactly, I should have written 45, 45, 90. Well, the chatting, you have a question over here? There, my bad. This one is correct, 30, 60, 90. We good? Can I move it? All right, so now it says find the exact value. That means with radical signs, not an approximation in decimal form. Find the exact value of the missing side lengths in the given triangle. Start by drawing the similar right triangle from the previous page. So this is 30, this is the 30, 60, 90, correct? Here we go. This is 30. So 30 gets 1, the hypotenuse gets 2, and this one gets radical 3. Across from 30 is 1, the hypotenuse is 2, and the other side is radical 3. That's the relationship, remember? 30, 60, 90. This one was 1, this is 2, and this one is? Okay, so you see how we build the other similar triangle? And now corresponding parts. Let me see, C goes with, or 2 goes with C, right? So C over 2, that ratio is going to be equal to A over 1. And 3 is going to go over radical 3. Once again, the goal is for you not to copy this, but to make sure that you're able to create this on your own. All right, so these are matching sides. So the C goes with the 2. That's why we wrote C over 2. The A goes with the 1. That's why we wrote A over 1. And the 3 goes with radical 3. So that's why we wrote this one. And so now it's your choice. If you choose these two, you cannot solve anything. Why? There's two variables and only one equal sign, correct? So it's an equal sign for each variable. That's why when you have a system of x and y, you need two equations because you have two variables. And when you have three variables, x, y, and z, you're going to need three equations, okay? All right, so I guess we're going to solve for this first. Y'all know how to cross multiply? A radical 3 is equal to 3. And then I'm going to divide both sides by radical 3. Now I have radical in the denominator, which is not allowed, so we need to rationalize this. We'll multiply the top and the bottom by radical 3 because that's essentially 1. So we're not changing anything, clear? Radical 3 divided by radical 3 is 1. So multiplying by 1 is still equivalent. We're going to multiply those two. So you get 3 radical 3. And then when we multiply these two, radical 3 times radical 3 becomes regular 3. And who cancels? Neela, can you move to the front? So I can see you taking the notes, okay? So who cancels now? The 3's, so you're left with radical 3. So that means that A equals radical 3. Now, it doesn't matter which one you use because A is radical 3, clear? So you're going to have radicals everywhere. So do you want to use this one and this one for the next proportion to solve? So C over 2 equals 3 over radical 3. All right, I'm going to cross multiply. Everybody has the handout that we're taking notes on this, right? Your notes, can you all put it up? Okay, start cross multiplying and solving then, okay? C times radical 3 equals what? It's okay, we all make mistakes. Sometimes you think that I'm asking something, but I'm asking like the other step. Okay, so we're cross multiplying. C radical 3 equals 6. And we want C, so we need to divide by radical 3. Clear? All right, so now we know that C equals 6 over radical 3, but can you have a radical in the denominator? No. So you need to rationalize, and what do you multiply by? 3. So that's 6 radical 3 over, and the 6 divided by the 3 becomes? So it becomes 2 radical 3. All right, so from here we get that C equals 2 radical 3. All right. Find the exact value of the missing side lengths in a given triangle. Once again, 30, 60, 90. Did you like this, building a similar triangle and matching them up? No? I'm going to show you a different way. Why? Because we're honors geometry. Are we clear? All right, so we know it's 30, 60, 90. All right, this comes from your brain. This one is 1. That one is 2. And this one is radical 3. Uh-huh. Do you have a Carolina? No. And that one is radical 3. So far, so good? Yes or no? Okay, what's the side across from 30? From the triangle, what's the side across from 30? Say it. A. what's the side across from 60? So this one is 60 right here. B. And what's the side across from 90? There you go. So when you look at this, you should see the ratios. Oops, sorry, I meant to draw with black here. See? Do you see it? So it's the same thing without drawing the triangle. Yes, no? All right, which variable do you want to solve for first, A or B? A. So which ones will you use? Definitely 1 over A. And what's the other one? Okay, so this is a simple proportion. We get that 2A equals 3. And so A equals 3 over 2. We good? We good? I meant to erase the other one. Why is it erasing this?
At this time, we need all 4 teachers who are on duty for the pep rally. Please report at this time to your duty. All teachers, 4th class who are in 4th class, please report to your duty for the pep rally. We also need all ward and court members to report to the gym and all fall sport. Varsity only. All varsity fall sport members, please report to the gym at this time.
Oh, sorry, it's because I wasn't able to write, so I had to refresh the page. There we go. All right, so now we want to solve for B. So we have to use radical 3 over B. And which one do you want to use? 2 over 3. You always want to use the one that's already there rather than the one that you calculated, just in case you made a mistake, okay? So 2 over 3. So now we're going to cross multiply. You ready? So we got 2B equals 3 radical 3. And then we're dividing both sides by 2. So B equals 3 radical 3 over 2. No simplifying needed because we have a 2 in the denominator. All right, so which way do you prefer? The one where we draw the triangle or the one where we just match them up based upon their angles? Me too. All right, this one is what? Which one? 30, 60, 90 or 45, 45, 90? It's not 30, 60, 90 because these two sides are equal, right? Yes or no? So it's a 45, 45, 90. And since they're equal, what is A? Uh, 45, 45, 90 is an isosceles triangle. Maybe I forgot to mention that. All right. So in my brain, I'm going, okay, 45, 45, 90, 1, 1, radical 2, correct? Across from 45 is 6, across from the other 45 is 6, and across from 90, B. So I just take this to solve for B. Okay, cross multiplying. B equals, beautiful, we're done. Okay. No need for sine, no need for cosine, no need for tangent. And really, it took us about a minute to do this. When you're good at it, it takes you like 10 seconds. If you just see it, oh, it's 40, 45, 91, 1 radical 2, boom, done. All right, so go ahead and try 1. Since we have about 10 minutes left, so let's start closing. Let's make sure that you can master this. This is the 45, 45, 90. Well, I wanted you guys to do this one first and then the 30, 60, 90. So let's do 1 and 3 to make sure that we get to one of each. And then if we have time, we'll work on 2 and 4. So with this one, automatically, if this one is 15, this one is also 15, correct. Okay. And in your brains, you're going, well, 45, 45, 90 is 1, 1, radical 2, correct? Well, this one's 15, that one's 15, and C is what we don't know, correct? Call to C because it's the hypotenuse. All right, so you set up the proportion that you're going to solve. 1 over 15 equals radical 2 over C. Right, which is basically, let me get highlighters, start cross multiplying, which is basically those two, right? Okay. Cross multiplying C equals what? There you go. All right, so now pay attention. If I divide every single side by 15, what do I get? 15 divided by 15? 15 divided by 15? 15 radical 2 divided by 15? And that's all I have in this ratio right here comes from taking one of the sides and dividing all 3 sides by that side to get the bare ratio, okay? That's all I have. All right, 30, 60, 90. Do you remember who's 1, who's 2, and who's radical 3? It looks like we only know 1, correct? So since this is a leg, we're going to call it B, and since this is the hypotenuse, we're going to call it C. Clear? Does everyone understand why the naming scheme? All right, so from 60 is B, and for 90 is C. So now you have to solve for both of them. The 45, 45, 90 can be really easy, but this one we actually have to go through the math. I don't know if to rewrite it or not. I'm sorry. I'm not going to rewrite this one. So B equals what? Beautiful. Done. Now for the other one, we're definitely going to use the 1 over 8 again and 2 over C this time. Cross multiplying, what is C? 60. There you go. I really need you to be able to do this for the 45, 45, 90, 30, 60, 90. If you got it, that's it for the standard. Clear? You'll be given special right triangles and asked to solve for exact answers, for which you can also use sine, cosine, and tangent, and then take all of the answer choices and turn them into decimals, unless it's open-ended, and you actually have to write the answer, and then you have no choice but to know how to do the math. Paperclip, yeah.
Thank you.
All right, so you're working on 2 and on 4. Oh, so this one they did not give us the sides, did they? Okay. Well, I know this relationship is 1, 1, radical 2, correct? And I have the one across from 90. So what do I call these? You can call them whatever you want, A and B. You can call them both AA or both BB because they're going to be the same number. Are we clear? So it doesn't really matter. You can call them X. I'm going to stick to the ABC, but I know that A and B are equal. Clear? So if I find A, I find B.
Teachers, at this time, if you would, all students on 100 halls, make sure you have your ticket to the,
Okay.
pep rally.
Let's pack it up.
And your ID.